Congratulations on your new position.
Thank you!
So I got a few questions for you. I'd like to know what excited you about the idea of becoming a member of USA Wrestling's women's national coaching staff.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so many things, but a big part of it was obviously I've had a really long career and I've got to experience, what wrestling has given and taught me, and it's really just made me just so passionate about what the sport can do for people. And if I can just be not even somebody who gives someone insight or anything, but which I do hope to do, but if I could just bring a passion and energy and support to kind of help somebody on their journey, kind of like a door handle to open up their own adventure, that's exciting to me because this has given me so much. This sport has truly taught me everything about myself and everything I know and had me grow as a woman, so that's exciting. And then, as I said, I've had a long career, so it's been 20 years very Sarah focused. I'm a little sick of myself. So I'm excited to just do something, bigger than myself, more than just a really focused, singular Sarah journey, and instead being something for a lot of people.
Yeah, and obviously to become a coach, you had to make a decision to retire as an athlete. Could you explain how that process went for you? Obviously, people remember seeing you last in the Olympic Games, and now you're here as a coach. How did that work for you?
It was really hard. I truly didn't know. I thought that, leading into the Olympics, I was like, I'm going to be done after this. And I said that last Olympics as well in 2020.
Yeah.
So this has been a game in my brain for a long time. So I didn't really know if I could trust it. But, the Olympics happened and I had so much fun. And I'm like, oh, maybe I want to keep going. And then we kind of went into that 4 months after the Olympics, the rest of 2024. And I truly had no idea. Like, I was keeping a running log in my phone. Anytime I got a feeling that I wanted to keep going, I wrote it down. Anytime I got a feeling that I didn't, I wrote that down. And I'm like, maybe there'll be, some telling answer in there. There truly never was. And I'm like, okay, maybe I keep going, but I don't know. Like I said, I felt really nervous and just off about still focusing only on myself. Like I did feel this call to want to do something not just for me. So that's kind of how that went. It was very emotional and ups and downs, but ultimately I knew and was hungry for a new perspective. And even though it's, still in this world of wrestling, it's a whole new world and experience for me, and I kind of get to experience the sport and its lessons in a whole new lens, and that's exciting.
Do you think it'll be difficult to change the focus? I mean, again, I understand how much time an athlete has to put into their own careers, and now you're going to be dealing with multiple careers.
Yeah.
Or do you think it's going to be pretty easy for you just based upon the person you are?
I'm hoping, of course we're hoping it's smooth and all of that. I do think my drive and kind of desire for like that service and to help and the passion for that helps make that transition a lot easier. I do, I don't know, I'm sure there'll be moments where I'm like, oh, I'm ready to put on my singlet, but I'll have those feelings the rest of my life. So, that's not something I think a wrestler ever gets over. But I do think that just having this really big passion to still be in the sport and to help the girls, and I'm close with these girls. I've grown up with a lot of them and seen a lot more come into it who are just getting started, and I can remember when I was there, kind of on the precipice of it all. So that's exciting to me, and I think that will lend itself in that.
Have you set some goals for yourself as a coach?
Yeah, there's some like kind of big overarching ones that are like maybe a little less like concrete, but I really like and see wrestling as a philosophy, and I want to bring like a philosophical aspect of that to the sport, to wrestling. So that's important to me. Instead of it just being kind of this like sport and grind and win, although yes, these things are important, I want to transcend that. I want to go above that. And I know we see wrestling as that, but how can we really embody that? Like, I know we all talk about it, but what does that look like every single day? What does that look like if we are truly studying ourselves through the movement that is wrestling and becoming better versions of ourselves? That's a goal of mine, definitely a broad one. And then, of course, on that more concrete level, I wanna build some champions. I wanna
Oh, yeah.
fill a team full of medalists and take down the top guns right now, and just see USA Women's Wrestling step into a spot where, we create this long lasting legacy.
So for the many years that you were in the resident program, you developed into a leader in the room. That's what the coaches tell me.
Yeah.
Other people tell me. Tell us how maybe you've helped your teammates over the years, even as you were focusing on your own career.
Well, they certainly helped me. It was definitely like a reciprocal relationship in the sense of how it would often happen is I kind of stepped into a coaching role in some ways, but it was only because like if I were going to practice and there are a lot of young girls in the room, I was on a different training program than a lot of them because I just wasn't training as much as they were. But I still wanted to get in the room, or maybe I needed to go lighter. I could step in as like a coach or, teaching them in some ways, and it would bring me in the room and keep my energy high, force me to look at things differently. And so that was helpful. And I was able to do that. But, hopefully, of course, there's moments where I had to be very zoomed into myself. But I hope when I was doing that, I was doing it in a way that was still leading the team, and it was a way that they could look to and feel inspired or motivated, or this is bringing the whole team up, and that was what I tried to do day in and day out, even when I was more singularly focused on myself. And in the moments when I could kind of go out, I would definitely love to just work with the girls in any way that I could, any way that worked for them, and it really was just an awesome relationship in that way.
So how'd your life change once you won the Olympic gold medal? Or did it actually, I mean, you were saying you didn't think it.
I didn't think it would, yeah. In some ways, I'm very busy. I'm very busy.
You just got busier.
I just got a million times busier. I always joke with my family, I'm like the worst Olympic champion ever. I'm like, I don't know, doing all the extra things, I'm like, oh, I don't know, can't we just go back to me sitting in my house reading a book? I don't need to travel every weekend. It's fine. Let's move on, everyone. I get those feelings and thoughts sometimes, but I also recognize the responsibility, and also just am really grateful for all the opportunity as well. So it's been fun to do that. But on the most day-to-day basis, I feel just the same, and I'm so grateful for that as well.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So tell me your thoughts about being able to work as a peer with coaches Steiner and Medina Bunker.
It's so exciting. It'll be weird in a sense of Terry's been my coach my whole life, my whole career. And to now step into this role is different, but I do think it actually bodes really well that he's taught me for, 15 years now, because I still have a lot of learning to do. So he's still going to be coaching me, just in a different capacity. But I'm going to absolutely be looking to him to just, on how to be a great coach, And so there'll still be kind of that coach-student relationship. But I also know that we're really comfortable, work well together, and that we can collaborate. And we kind of did that as I became a senior, more veteran athlete as well. It was a much more collaborative experience, and we'll kind of probably do that now, except not just for myself, hopefully for the team. And him and Coach Medina Bunker, they're just so they're receptive, they're open. I think we have a really awesome vibe, so to say. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
So over the years, you've had a number of coaches, including the two we spoke about. But what kind of things have you learned from your coaches over the years that you're going to bring with you into the new role?
It's a lot of, I can be confident to teach what I know, but also giving space for athletes to bring their own, creative flair to it. Wrestling is not a do exactly this type of sport. Everything's different. Everyone's bodies are different. So definitely bringing that. I've also learned just kind of the athlete will trust themselves if you give them the space to make decisions. Mm-hmm. And that trust builds confidence, and that confidence carries over into the mat. And I really, it's so tempting to want to go there and be like, oh, do it like this. Oh, promise, it worked for me. And to almost get a little controlling because you care about them. And you want it to go so well, but you have so little actual control as a coach. So it's tempting to try and hold on to everything. But I think more so kind of just trusting them to figure it out and mess up, and creating an environment for them where mistakes are are okay, because it's going to guide our way to getting better. And so, I know coaches have given me that room to explore and create and fail, so I could succeed. And, even though I'm really going to want everything the best for these athletes, just kind of let them fly and just kind of be their guide as they figure it out.
So what kind of potential does our U.S. women's program have, and how do we reach that?
Mm-hmm. We have an endless amount of potential. I mean, I think everyone can kind of see this writing on the wall, so to say, of like, we're coming, and once we get there, we're not moving, we're not going anywhere. That's what it feels like in my bones. And I just think, of course there's areas we could talk about, technical things, that will always continue. That's what we're doing. I think for us, it's going to take some courage to step into some unknown places and go beyond just being that second, third wrestler and become the gold. And, it's funny, that's really what my career looked like. It was a lot of bronze, silver, bronze, bronze, silver, silver. And then eventually I broke through, and it took a lot of courage. It took a lot of reflection. It took a lot of releasing what I thought was working, and courage to step into, okay, I'm going to try something new. Even though that worked to get me to silver, I maybe need to let it go so I can step into something better. And it's really scary, and we're going to want to compare. We're going to want to go back to what we've always done. But I think that next step comes from stepping into a complete unknown and just having courage and faith that we're going to get the job done.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations.
Thank you. Let's go, team.
I think you might remember this Valentine's Day for a while.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day. Feeling the love.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.